Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I want to go over the changes that I've made to my fleet. IAE is coming to a close, and that means that it's our last chance to get all of the ships that we want to upgrade our fleet. Now that doesn't mean that you have to buy anything. If you're a new player and you want to get into Star Citizen, a starter package is all you need to enjoy the game, and all the other ships can be purchased in-game with in-game currency. The reason why my fleet is the way it is because I do want to support the project, and I'm also a content creator, so I do want to have access to these ships a little bit earlier. And last is for community reasons. As the channel grows, I do want to be able to do more content with you guys as viewers. The Discord is slowly growing. We kind of just talk about different things on there. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want to join the Discord, there'll be a link in the video description below. But the goal is to eventually have an org and do different things with you guys. And because of that, I do want ships that have LTI and extended insurance, so we won't have to worry about doing certain things as a community, right? So taking all of that into consideration, I've kind of made two different tracks here for my fleet, and we'll get into that in this video. So on this side, we have the ships that are currently in my fleet, and on this side, we have the ships that are currently in my buyback, and then we'll go over this number here later in the video. So to kick things off, I want to go over the ships that are currently in my fleet and my reasons behind them, and kind of get you guys' opinion about them. Now, we all know that engineering is going to change a lot, and as you guys may know at this point, that I'm a primarily solo player. Right now, Star Citizen isn't finished. Of course, it's an alpha, everyone knows that, but the gameplay that makes it a real MMO isn't fully implemented yet. Things like org tools and group finders and different bulletin boards to hire different players, for instance. So right now, when you get in a ship or something like that, you're really just playing with your friends, playing with your community if you're part of an org, that type of thing. So many people who say they are solo players, I do see that as kind of a temporary problem. I do think that that gameplay is going to open up a lot more as those tools come online and CIG develops those features. So I don't necessarily want to build my fleet just for solo gameplay, because even though I'm primarily a solo player right now, that may not always be the case. And again, that's not even going into details about blades or NPCs. That's just the tools that the game doesn't have right now. So that's why I kind of have the Polaris right now. When I do play with friends, it is a blast. We all get on the Polaris. It has the hangar there, so we can, put different ships in there, park different vehicles up. It moves lots of cargo. It has capital shields. It kind of just checks all the boxes for a capital ship. Then we have the Ironclad. The Ironclad is in development right now, and people are saying it's kind of looking like it's going to come out during Invictus next year. So it looks like it doesn't really have that far to go. They increased its cargo capacity to 2,200, which is a ton of cargo. I don't think I'm ever really going to need more than that. So that's going to be my main cargo ship. Then we have the Galaxy. Galaxy is kind of considered at this point, well, at least by me personally, to be the Swiss Army knife of Star Citizen. It's got refining, it's got medical, it's got cargo, it's got manufacturing, and it's got base building. It's got a hangar in the back to, put vehicles the size of the Salvation, the Golem, and the Pisces. To me, I think this ship is going to be like a great, main daily ship. So any type of content that I want to get into, I can kind of do that with the Galaxy. Then we have the Asgard. Now, the Asgard for me is the perfect size. It has a lot of utility with its cargo capacity. Has decent shields, good maneuverability, lots of firepower. For a solo, main ship, it's honestly great, right? It is expensive for what it is, in my opinion, because it kind of falls in that territory of Corsair and Starlancer Max. Then we have the Zeus ES. Now, I initially got this ship to get the skin, but personally, I think I'm going to keep it because the Zeus CL is not the best platform for cargo, in my opinion, because of the small opening at the back. It really is kind of a pain to load. So as a daily ship, I think I'm just going to stick with the ES, kind of keep the ship. It's a great ship to fly along as a daily. It looks awesome. It has a lot of creature comforts on the inside for exploration, has great range. If you want to do different content, you can move around to different star systems easily now that the game is expanding. So I think I'm going to keep the ES. Then we have the Raft. The Raft is great in terms of cargo capacity and value with its price. It has a great interior. It is very easy to use, and CIG says it's going to go up in price. Then we have the Shiv. For me, the Shiv checks all of the boxes for a heavy fighter that I need. Medium shield, 32 SEO cargo, a bed to log out in, second seat, so if you're playing with a friend, they can access the turret there. And it has great maneuverability. It can basically do all the PvE content you want to do with it. So I think this ship is going to stick around. Then I have the Vulture. For me, the Vulture is what a salvage ship should be. I really don't consider the Salvation or the Fortune as salvage ships. Still more resource gathering ships. With salvage, you need to be able to take off panels, take out components, and put them in your cargo hold. So for me, that is salvage. Being able to take those things, repair them, put them in a new ship. That's what I really want out of the salvage gameplay, not just hull scraping. So if CIG releases a larger salvage vehicle that has a larger cargo hold, I'll probably upgrade the Vulture to that. But for now, I think the Vulture is what I want out of salvage. Then we have the F8 Lightning. Now, I initially picked up this ship for the skin. I've been having a lot of fun with it. The skin looks awesome. Even when I'm not doing combat, I'm just flying around, pretending to be a low flyer. This ship is a lot of fun to fly around. So I'm going to keep this ship for now, kind of see what happens. But we'll talk about what I might do with this ship in the future a little bit later. Then we have the F7C Hornet Mark II. Again, this ship is a great medium fighter, has great firepower. What I really like about this is its upgradability. You can swap out different things. Then we have the Gladiator. Again, I got the Gladiator for the skin, but the Gladiator is actually a pretty cool ship. Obviously, it's not in the best place gameplay-wise. And, having the Mark II and the Shiv, it really isn't something that I necessarily need in my fleet. So I'm probably going to melt this ship. Then we have the Golem. The Golem is kind of everything that I need out of mining, because I plan on using it with the Galaxy's refinery module. So I think that's going to be a really good combo. So the Golem's probably going to stay in there. Then last, I have the Pulse. It was a full bonus, so why not just keep it instead of upgrade it? And so then we kind of get to this number here. So this number, $940, that is the combined price of the Asgard, the F7, the F8, sorry, the Raft, and the Gladiator. Now, the Gladiator is for sure going the way of the dodo bird. I like this ship, but I really don't, plan on keeping it forever. The Asgard is very cool, but it is, again, kind of expensive for what it is, in my personal opinion. The Raft is great, but I do like the Hull B more, and the Hull B is in the pipeline right now. So with the ships, getting melted, honestly, the Hull B kind of checks most of the boxes. The Shiv, for me, is will be my main heavy fighter, so I won't need the F8, right? The Asgard and the Raft with cargo, the Hull B kind of clears both of them with way more cargo than both of them combined. The Gladiator I don't need because I have the F7. So again, these four ships, they don't need to stay in my fleet long term. And their combined price totals $940. So that gives me enough money to do a few things next year. And again, we're talking about next year here now, because these are the ships that are currently in my fleet after IAE ends, and these are the ships in my buyback. So now let's talk about the ships in my buyback and my plans for next year. Now, again, we have one more month, December. We don't know what's going to come out in December. More than likely, we're going to get the Hermes, either December or January, which is like I guess leaks have been saying this is like a cargo variant of the Apollo. I really don't know what we're gonna get in December, but uh, I definitely wanted to get these ships on my buyback just because of everything that they're capable of. And the first ship that I'm definitely going to get is the Hull B. Right, the Hull B's cargo has gone up to 512. Right now, this isn't going to be a combat ship. It is going to have interior, so you can log out in the ship. But with the exterior cargo elevators and whatnot, this ship is going to be very interesting to have. Now, I don't know if it's going to come with tractor beams. More than likely, that is something that I think that CIG is going to add. I think CIG is going to add at least 1 or 2 tractor beams on this ship before releasing it, because 512 SU is a lot of cargo to move without tractor beams. I could definitely see melting the Gladiator easily and buying that back for store credit. Then we have the Whalen. The Whalen is a great ship. I did pick it up on buyback, but after I heard the news that the Hull B is going up to 512 and the Whalen is going up to 640, they're very close in SU cargo capacity, in my personal opinion, but there's a big gap in real world price, right? The Hull B is 140, the Whalen's 220. So the Whalen's almost $100 more for 100 more SU of cargo, basically. So as cool as the Referral is, I do think I want to utilize that money for something else. So I think I'm just going to go with the Hull B. And I've never been a huge fan of the alien designs. As cool as they are, they're kind of not my vibe. I like kind of more of the sleek or industrial thing. So then things get a little bit more interesting, because with this amount of money, I can get back the Hull B easily, but we have, some more difficult choices to make with these larger ships here. So I did get the 600i Explorer buyback. I had the 600i Towing for the longest time, right? But I wanted to get the Explorer because I don't think that the Towing is going to be useful in my fleet. I think the Explorer is going to be a lot more useful because it's going to have a cargo elevator large enough to hold a tank. So that means it's going to be bigger than the cargo elevator that's in the Perseus, right? It's going to have 2 large shields, which is the same shield capacity as the Perseus, right? It's going to have 3 size 5 pilot control guns, which is more larger guns than the pilot has control of in the Perseus, right? It's got a med bay, which the Perseus doesn't have. It has a captain's quarters and crew quarters, just like the Perseus. But it's cheaper than the Perseus, right? And it might end up being more maneuverable than the Perseus. So for me, I think that the 600i Explorer is going to be a slam dunk home run when the rework launches, because it's going to basically check all of the boxes for that long range exploration that a lot of players are going to be looking for. So when I looked at everything that the Perseus is capable of and everything that the 600i Explorer rework is going to be capable of, it just kind of seemed like a no-brainer to pick up a 600i Explorer. Now, there's no word on when this rework is going to drop. So to me, it makes sense to keep this ship on buyback. And when that update does come along, then I'll, worry about buying it back. Between the 600i Explorer and the Perseus, so CIG might increase the price of this ship when they go to do the rework. So in my personal opinion, it made sense to have on my buyback at the lower $475 price. Then we have the Eurastra. Now, the Eurastra is a very cool ship. It has a lot of cargo capacity for storage. It has a garage for vehicles in the back. It has a lot of different stations for mining. It has, a refinery on the inside. This, to me, is the ultimate mining ship before you go up to the Orion. Personally, I'm not a huge person who's into mining. And like I said before, I do plan on using the Golem and the Galaxy if I do decide to make an org for the channel and, we want to do dedicated mining. It does kind of make sense to all just, get 3 to 5 people in an Arasta than, you know, trying to coordinate doing everything with a golem and a galaxy, because you'll really just have one person in the golem while everyone else is just waiting on the galaxy. And that's not going to be as fun as having, you know, multiple people mining at the same time. So again, if the channel does grow and I do start an org and we want to get into kind of group mining, I think it would be a useful ship to have. So right now, this ship is kind of just sitting on buyback until I see what I want to do with it. Then the Merchantman. Now, again, the reason why I picked up the Merchantman, and I did have a Merchantman in the past, but I realized that it was an upgrade. So I had an upgrade, right, from, I still have on buyback an upgrade from the Galaxy to the Merchantman. Now, I don't plan on upgrading the Galaxy anymore. I do like that ship. So I kind of figured that I should buy a Merchantman upgrades or CCUs. They don't lock in their price. So if the Merchantman goes up in price, so will that CCU. So I decided that, okay, yes, that CCU could come in handy one day in my buyback, but I think it would be better to have just a Merchantman whole on my buyback with 10-year insurance. And then we have the Pioneer. So this was a lot of fun to try and get. I was on Discord with you guys kind of talking about it. We were just in there hanging out. Again, if you guys want to join the Discord, link in the video description below. We just talk about the game and different stuff, share memes, that type of thing. But yeah, it took me up until the very last try to get this ship. I failed 4 times, and on the 5th time, I finally got it. The F5 Wars is no joke. I'm serious. These ships sell in seconds. But I basically got this ship for community reasons, right? As the Discord's growing, as the channel's growing, again, I might want to start an org and build an org base, build an org space station. Again, even though I'm a solo player, this stuff would be cool to do, right? And I do want the capability to do in the future if the channel does go in that direction, right? So I did end up and decide to get the Pioneer on buyback. Right now, that kind of locks in its price with 10-year insurance. It is a ship that is in development, so hey, if I want to do a video about the ship, check it out. I can pull it out of buyback and review the ship and make a video and do that type of thing. So that's gonna be really excited. I mean, look forward to that video when that comes out, right? But you know, it would be very interesting to make content with this ship. And again, it's a capital ship. It has the ability to make other spaceships, build bases, craft any level of component you want in the game. It's got a landing pad. It's got a hangar the size of it has a hangar the size of the Polaris. A ton of crew amenities. This ship is just a beast. So yeah, it's very good to have this on buyback. Again, buyback isn't a sure thing, but right now it's kind of sitting in there. So with this $940, I have a lot of decisions to make. If I'm going to, I'm more than likely won't. I more than likely will, you know, just kind of wait on the hull B and get the 600 Explorer. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys think I should go with the Banu Merchantman, right? Because I do think that 600 Explorer will be great for, again, a solo captain wanting to be able to access everything in the game. But the Banu Merchantman is such a good value, and I could afford the Banu Merchantman and the hull B at the same time, right? If I get the 600 Explorer and the hull B, I have a lot of money left over that I really wouldn't know what to do with. But again, leave any suggestions you guys have in the comments down below. But that's going to be it for me in this video, you guys. I want to thank you for hanging out with me again. I still have a lot of decisions to make, about my fleet. At the end of the day, your fleet is an ever expanding thing. And again, I want to make it clear, you don't have to do any of this stuff. All you need is a game package to enjoy this game. I just like supporting the project and doing different stuff with my fleet, as I'm sure many of the rest of you do as well. And like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Salute.